I'm Spencer Peterson. I've been hunting for 9 years in Colorado.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Primus. I've been hunting deer since I was 12, so it's 22 years. But I'm also a scientist.
My name's Henry Novicki. I've been hunting in Colorado since 2020-ish, but I've hunted my whole life back in Pennsylvania since I was probably 5 years old.
I typically go for elk, mule deer, and then if I can get antelope tags as well, and then bear as well.
I hunt elk and deer every year. I hunted moose this year.
Yeah, in Colorado, it'll be antelope, mule deer, elk, and mountain lion.
Usually for food and recreation, and a little bit of trophy.
I eat everything I kill. I'm trying to kill something big. I have trophy aspirations, I would say.
Number one would definitely be recreation.
No, I do not.
I think it's a misfolded protein. It's going to interfere with cognitive function in the brain.
Yeah, it's the diseases, I want to say. Yeah, like CWD is a big one. Yeah.
I just know it causes kind of some sort of rot in the animal. And it's not good to eat.
It started in captive deer in Colorado, probably. I would guess it was in the 50s. It's 100% fatal, detected in high rates in northeast Colorado, over 20%. Colorado is probably the state where it's most prevalent. I don't think I've ever seen an animal that appears to be affected by chronic wasting disease.
Probably learned about it in my hunter safety course, probably about 10 years ago.
I'm not sure. I mean, it would have been probably 15 years ago. Probably read about it in a hunting magazine or something like that.
Back in Pennsylvania, growing up, heard about it in Midwest states, but never had to experience it in Pennsylvania.
Probably like a 2, not super knowledgeable on that.
I would say probably like a 6 or 7, affects the nervous tissue. I mean, definitely is passed through like saliva. I don't know if it can persist in the soil or not.
Maybe a 5.
I believe it can have a pretty good effect on it, and if it doesn't get maintained properly, it can have a huge threat.
It's obviously affecting them, but it's also been around for decades, right? And it hasn't wiped the herds out. Winter kill kills way more animals than CWD does. I don't have concerns that it's going to wipe out our deer population.
I would say a mid-level threat, not something that's going to wipe them completely out, but it's definitely going to limit population growth.
I'm not super concerned because I feel it's pretty easy to tell if an animal has CWD. It definitely has a risk, but I don't think it's as large of a risk as people think it is.
I'm not very concerned. I'd say 70% of the meat I consume is wild game, and that's been true for decades. And that's true of a lot of people I know. I don't know anybody that's ever contracted anything from it. Maybe some of the people that have Alzheimer's, got it from chronic wasting disease. If I shot a deer and got it tested and it had chronic wasting disease, I suppose I probably wouldn't eat it. I've probably eaten the deer that's been infected with it, I would imagine, if it's that prevalent.
I'm at 0 just because there's been thousands and thousands of cases of CWD and it's never been transmitted once to humans.
I do.
I do. I know a lot of people don't.
Yeah, about CWD, yeah.
I don't think they do. I don't think there's enough information out there about it, especially readily available information.
You can't force people to consume information. The information's there.
No. Based on past recent experiences with just hunting in general, I don't think the public gets nearly enough knowledge of what actually goes on. Yeah, I think it's lack of willingness and lack of clear communication.
I have not.
I harvested an animal in a unit in that particular year where it was mandatory.
I haven't.
Time, it kind of takes a lot of time and effort to go out of your way to get that stuff tested.
Just having the brain portion of a dead animal somewhere.
They weren't in a region where it was, they were doing mandatory testing.
Chronic wasting disease is a brain disease that affects deer, elk, and moose. It's caused by prions, abnormal, misshapen proteins that make healthy brain proteins fold in the wrong way. Unlike bacteria or viruses, prions don't die off easily. They can stay in the soil or on plants for years, spreading the disease even after infected animals are gone. CWD starts when an animal eats or contacts prions from saliva, urine, feces, or carcasses of infected animals. Over time, the prions build up in the brain and nervous system, slowly damaging nerve cells. Infected animals may look healthy for months or even years. Eventually, they will show symptoms like weight loss, drooling, stumbling, lowered head, lack of fear, and excessive thirst or urination. Right now, CWD can only be confirmed through lab testing of lymph nodes or brain tissue. There's no live animal test that's fully reliable and no cure or vaccine. Because it's always fatal and spreads easily, hunters play a key role. Testing their harvests, properly disposing of carcasses, and following transport rules all help slow the spread and protect Colorado's herds.
I think mandatory testing could be a huge factor.
I have no issues with it, so I would say yeah.
It just kind of depends on how they do that. Especially in Colorado here, it's kind of hard. I don't bring the whole carcass out. There's a lot of hunters that come out of state, which can make it tricky because a lot of guys they bring it back home right away.
I'm kind of iffy about that one because I hunt in the northwest corner of Colorado, and if I did get an elk, I would have to swing through Wyoming in order to come back to this area.
I don't know how they do the testing, if they can be able to quickly do a test for the chronic waste disease at those checkpoints.
I don't know if Colorado, what their strategy is for management. Generally, I would say over half of all hunters think it's a scam.
I know there's so many people out there who don't even really care about the disease.
Scam for states to collect money.
Yeah, I feel like people should start to kind of think about it a little bit more.